Hello there, in this video I'm going to show you how you can create and dimension circles and arcs in a sketch in an Inventor part. If you haven't seen my previous video, check that out because there are concepts in there that will be used in this video, which you'll need to know. So let's open up a new part file, and once the part file opens, we will open up a new 2D sketch. Let's open up the 2D sketch, start 2D sketch. So first let's talk about circles. You hit the drop down, there's 3 circle tools that I'll talk about. The first one being circle center point. So let's just click it. So the first point that you'll be tasked to select is the center point. You can choose any single point, you can put it anywhere. I'll put it at the origin and I'll show why later. So let's put it at the origin now. And then as you extend, you will now create the diameter of the circle. From the center point to your cursor will be the radius, but the number that you see in the middle will be the diameter. So let's type in what we want the diameter to be, same way we type in the length of a line. Let's type in 1, press enter, and there you go. We have a circle that is 1 inch in diameter that is at the origin. That is one way that you can dimension a circle. I'll show another way now. Same way as a line. We first freehand the line or freehand the circle, and then we'll use the dimension tool to dimension the circle. So let's dimension it. Select the dimension tool and select the circumference. So now let's put the measurement taker, let's say right here, and let's type in what we want it to be, 1 inch. There we go. So now let's press the escape key to unselect the dimension tool, and now we have a 1 inch circle that can still be moved. You'll notice that this one is blue and this one is green. So the main reason that this is blue is because that is constrained in every possible way. It can't be moved and it can't be changed in size. This cannot be changed in size, but it can still be moved. As you can see, it doesn't have any defined position on the sketch. That is one thing that will have to be changed. So the easiest way whenever you start a 2D sketch is to start from the origin, because the origin is the only point on a new sketch that is grounded and everything should be built off that. Let's say we want this circle to be 1 inch away from the origin, or this circle in general. So you'll have to use the dimension tool and select the circumference of both of these circles. And then it will give the center to center distance. You can either go the X direction distance or the Y direction distance. So let's first do X direction. Let's say we want it to be 1 inch. No, let's say 1.5 there. And let's say we want this and this to be 0. We want it to be perfectly horizontal. Let's we still have it selected. Previously I used the circumference of both of the circles, but you can also use the centers of the circles because that's what you are dimensioning. So let's type in 0, enter, and there you go. This circle is now blue because it is now dimensioned in the X distance and the Y distance. So now let's move on to the next one. And a thing that Inventor does is, if you hover over it, Inventor will give a small overlay which gives a summary on what the tool is and how you can use it. So to use this tool, you have to have 3 lines because that's what it is. It's making a circle from 3 lines. Makes a tangent to all 3 lines. So let's just make 3 connected lines. 1, 2, 3. And let's press the escape key. It doesn't really matter what the size are. So now let's use this tool and select the 3 lines. And now it creates the circle. So let me press escape to unselect the tool. So you'll notice that this circle is only touching one of the lines. That is true, but if you were to extend this line all the way out, or this line all the way out, it would still be tangent to these as well. It's just that because there is no actual way to make a circle on this side that is actually tangent to all of them, so they have to do it from this side. So that is how you use the tangent circle tool. And let's talk about the final circular tool here, ellipsis. So first point that you'll be tasked to select is a center point. And now you'll have to define how long you want one of the axes to be. So let's just say we want it to be this long and this wide, let's say. I'll press the escape key to unselect the tool. And now you'll notice that this can be moved and still changed in size. So let's change the size first. So to define the side, you'd select the outer perimeter and then you would choose which axis you're changing. So there's only 2 axes that are needed to be defined. So let's do that. Let's say you want this one. And let's say we want it to be 1 inch. Enter. And let's select this perimeter again. Let's type in 2. Enter 2. There you go. So now you'll have a 2 inch by 1 inch ellipse. The angling, that is a little bit more complicated, and I'll show that in a later video. If you try to use it, make sure to just use it horizontally. Inventor will automatically jump to the horizontal position when you're there, so it won't be difficult to do that. So now let's talk about the arc tab. So there's 3 different ways to make arcs. Different scenarios require different things. So let's talk about the simplest one. That's the bottom tool, arc to center point. So the first point that you are supposed to select is the center point, same as the center point circle. And then let's type in what we want the radius to be first. We already chose the center point, and now I'm going to select the distance for the circumference of the theoretical circle to be. So you want it to be 4 inches. Then press the tab button, and now type in how many degrees you want your starting point to be at. So let's say we want it to be from 0, and then press enter. All the way until, let's say, 270. It only goes until 180, so you'll have to do the math in your head. Let's just say 150 for now. 150, enter. There you go. So now you have a 150 degrees arc that is at 4 inches. 150 degrees, 4-inch arc. So let me press the escape key. So now you'll notice that this is still movable. To just define that, you just have to use the dimension tool and define the distance. The center to center. There you go. Let's just say 5, enter, and same thing again. You can select the arcs as well because it'll still be center to center. Let's say 5 again. There you go. So now this is defined and constrained. Let's talk about the other tools. The next one will be 3-point. 3-point is basically you have to first make a chord or diameter, and then you can choose what distance and angle you want the next point to be at. So let's say we want to be 5 inches away, tab at a 6-degree angle, press enter. And now let's figure out how big we want that radius to be. The radius will be, let's say we want it to be, why not 2 inches, not 3 inches, let's go with that. So now what will be given here is your chord is this distance, and then you wanted it to be a certain diameter. So this is a very specific case. I don't use arcs very often, but on the off chance that I do use it, I would just select it as though I had lines going around and I needed some circular connecting path. So I would just choose one start point, one end point, and then just choose some moderately circular path like that. So I don't really get too picky with the dimensions when using the arc tools, because all that matters is that it gives a curvature to whatever feature that we're drawing. But yeah, that's been it, guys. These are the circular tools that will be used in Inventor. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.